For our first story, we have my mom, female 62, asked me, female 35, for a live organ donation. What would you do? My mom has been an alcoholic my entire life. A few years ago, she went into liver failure. She asked me to get my blood tested to see if I could be a potential match for a live organ donation. After a childhood of some neglect and used for emotional support for her, this really sent me into a spiral. I sought counseling about it. I knew I wasn't going to do it, but being asked really messed with me. A young man died and she got his liver before it got to the point of me going for more testing. She was sober for a year before and for some time after the surgery. In the last year or so, I've suspected she's been drinking again, but I went home for a visit a couple of weeks ago and found out for sure. She was drinking at my aunt's house where we were visiting, trying to hide it until she got too drunk to care to. She was her usually dark and confrontational self she is when she drinks. I was very uncomfortable. I asked her if she should be drinking, she said yup. She wasn't just drinking, she got wasted, could barely walk. The next morning she asked me if I was mad at her. I said no, I am just not sure that she should be drinking. She said that if I'm going to be mad at her, she's just going to leave. She wanted me to convince her to stay. I said nothing and she left. Since then, I've talked to friends and my therapist. They all agreed that I need some space from her. I texted her that I need space and she acted very immaturely, acting like she had no idea why I might do something like this. Saying things like, I hope you know how devastating this is for me. If I gave her my liver, went through the risky surgery, took months off work, changed my body forever for her, and she was drinking again, I'd never speak to her again. But she got someone else's liver. Am I still allowed to be angry? That's the end of our first post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, you do you, but hey, while you are thinking about transplants, here's some useful information. Questions about being asked for a piece of yourself come up regularly on Reddit. When people are serious about it, they will ask you to have a blood test, to see whether your tissues are compatible. Do it, because when you go for testing you will be asked if you really want to do this. Be honest with your answer. If you say that you are being compelled to do this and you do not want to donate any part of you, the folks who are pushing you will be told your blood type is incompatible. No more questions from the family, an instant out. You do not need to let your family know how much you loathe the idea. Our second commenter says, you don't need anyone's permission to be angry at her, but I would be. You're not truly angry about this as an isolated incident, are you? Sounds like this is just the culmination of many things that she has done that have negatively affected you. Our third commenter says, she will not get approved for another liver if she's drinking again. You don't have to agree to this, but know that the top priority for organ recipients is that they are in good enough health to receive an organ. And yes, of course you're allowed to be angry. For our second story, we have, what can I do to better support my 28 male wife, 27 female? After she was assaulted by my cousin, 37 male. And how do I get my family to realize how bad the situation is? Hey, I've never used Reddit and I honestly feel a little guilty for doing so, but I'm thinking because of how anonymous this is that it could definitely help me and my girlfriend a lot in this situation. Thank you TikTok for introducing me to this subreddit. For some context, me, 28 male, and my wife, 27 female, who I'm just gonna call wifey, have been together for a decade now. We met very cliché when she walked into the wrong class and sat beside me. Not really related to the story at all, but it's my favorite thing ever. So, 3 weeks ago I was at my sister's, 30 female, house to help her with her parenting. I've done this every Wednesday evening since her husband passed away because it's nice to give her some time off. Anyway, what I didn't know is that the majority of my family were at her place, along with wifey who usually tags along on these evenings anyways because my nieces adore her. My cousin, 37 male, was there too with my aunt, 59 female, and uncle, 59 male, along with my parents and grandparents. The evening was going fine, and nothing seemed off. It was kind of like an impromptu family gathering. Now, wifey suffers with chronic migraines, so midway through the evening it got a little too much for her and she decided to go home. No problem, she catches a taxi home. I had wanted to go home with her but she pushed me to stay and help clean up. The first people to leave are my aunt and uncle. And an hour afterward, my cousin says he needs to leave because his wife both needed help with their own kids. I don't get home until past midnight, and wifey's asleep, so I naturally also just go to sleep and give her a cuddle. In the morning, she wakes up and is reasonably angry when she gets upset at me for coming into her when I got home last night knowing her head was sore and that she just wanted sleep. This confuses me because the second I got in I crashed in bed? So I press her on it and she says she very sleepily remembers that I came home maybe 2 or 3 hours after her and had sex with her before kissing her forehead and leaving. I tell her that I didn't do anything to her last night and she gets angrier, so we have a bit of an argument. But I'm doubting myself and thinking maybe I did come on to her and just didn't remember it. So I check the cameras we have around the house which we installed a while back after a break-in attempt. My cousin uses the spare key to get into our house. My cousin. Of course, I don't tell wifey this because I'm like panicking and stuff, so I check the camera we have in the bedroom and oh my god, I watched my cousin assault my half-conscious wife. I don't show wifey the clip, but I send it to my phone and save it. The first thing I do is comfort my baby obviously, because she's a mess, and I get her parents over along with my own because I'm honestly scared I might kill my cousin at this point. My mum texts her sister, cousin's mum, and tells her what's happened whilst wifey, me, and her mum go to the police. Now, there's a case opened and I have to hand over the security footage of my cousin along with the pajamas my wife was wearing and the bedsheets. The case is still being investigated. My family are split, and wifey's a mess. She hasn't been eating or sleeping much at all, and all she seems to be able to do is cry in my arms and apologize for cheating. I've reassured her as best as I can that she hasn't cheated at all and that what happened was disgusting. But she keeps saying that she was awake and should have known better. She was in chronic pain with her migraine and half asleep. I need to know, other than the therapy I've already sorted out, any ways in which I can be more there for her and support her. I've also got myself therapy because I'm not sure seeing my wife be assaulted by my cousin is the best thing for my mental health. I think I might be in some sort of shock honestly. Anyway, my aunt and uncle maintain that my wife's cheated on me with my cousin and that she's just looking for an out. But my cousin's wife has already split from him. She did the second she found out about what he did to my wife and isn't letting him see their kids. My aunt and uncle are telling everyone they can that their precious baby boy would never do such a thing, and that my wife's a cheating, lying whore, and it's really getting to her. Obviously, getting my aunt and uncle to see sense is not my top priority. Getting my wife justice and comforting her is. How do I help wifey in this situation, and how do I get my aunt and uncle to see how horribly what their son did to her is? Also, if anyone has any idea how the legal process could go, it'd really help because I've never had to deal with anything like this before and would like to be as prepared as possible. Sorry for the long post, I'm not even sure it makes sense. TLDR. My cousin assaulted my wife and I'm not sure how to comfort her or get my aunt and uncle to stop harassing her. That's the end of our second post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, first of all, it's good that this is with the police. That's hell of family drama. Wifey needs therapy ASAP. You need to assure her that it's not cheating. It's actually rape and not cheating. Your cousin used the spare key to enter the apartment. That's so fucked up. Fuck your uncle and aunt for being so blind and stupid. I hope you and your wife sail through this together. This is so sad. I've never used such number of swear words on Reddit. Our second commenter says, if this is real, holy crap, dude. This is above Reddit's pay grade. You and your wife need to consult with licensed therapists to help you move forward. Forget about your family for a moment and focus on supporting your wife. When she's ready, ask her how she would like to proceed. See if she would be okay with showing your family the video so that they understand she was raped. Edit. Oh, and change your locks. Our third commenter says, so, first thing, stop saying the word assaulted. Your cousin raped your wife. Use this word when talking to family about it. Don't beat around the bush, call a spade, he's a rapist. Go full NC with your aunt and uncle, and block them everywhere. Keep your wife far away from them and anyone who is talking about what they're saying, doing. Talk to your mom about it, that your wife needs to be protected from aunt, uncle. Be sure to inform everyone you know that there is an open police investigation into your cousin because he raped your wife and there is video evidence to prove it. Obviously don't share the video. Your wife needs a therapist immediately. You do too. Be gentle with yourself. Change all the locks right now. I'm so sorry this happened to the both of you. For our last story, we have my 29 female husband, 31 male, got mad at me over a bad bet that I told him not to make. How do I calm him down? I met my husband, David, 6 years ago and married 2 years after that. He is normally terrific to be around and friendly. We have a great sex life and have a 2-year-old son. One thing that he does is that he likes to bet on boxing matches and sports games. I really don't like him taking money out of our joint checking account to fund these, but he does pay me with interest if his bets are successful and sells items if he loses to make up for bad bets, so I don't have too big of a problem since the amounts are small anyways. However, David heard about this phenomenon of betting markets betting on Trump to win. We are both big Kamala Harris supporters, so he decided to take our entire balance savings of $20,000 and bet on Kamala for a pay that would well double his gross. His theory is that too many people would be turned off by Trump to have him win. I had an issue and even told him to withdraw the bet, but David said that my faith in him would get us the money quicker for a house. Election day came and Trump won. David immediately took it out on me, saying that my lack of faith caused him to lose this bet and that I owe him $20,000. I got upset and said that I told him not to make the bet, but he said that if I don't pay up $20,000 in a week, he will sell my items until he gets his money. How do I calm him down? That's the end of our last post. Let's see what the commenters had to say. Our first commenter says, "He's an idiot. It took you $20,000 to find that out. Divorce him." Our second commenter says, "Wow, and you want to calm him down? He should be calming you down. He needs to realize his own mistake. Can't believe he blamed you. This would make me lose all trust in someone." Our third commenter says, "Wait, you let this dude take your entire $20,000 savings to place a bet on the US election? Wow, just wow. Your husband is a gambling addict, not the brightest bulb, and you are enabling him. It's time to get a divorce." That's all for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.